My name's Paul Kongo, ready to teach you on the course entitled Cults and Sects. And we are going to look, first of all, we are going to look at course description. And this course is designed to establish the formation and furtherness of cults and false religious movements with a view of countering them from the scripture. And we have 4 lessons. Lesson number 1 will be about the introduction to cults and sects. Lesson number 2, how cults use scripture. Lesson number 3 is how cults affect our society or our societal institutions. And lesson number 4 is about how as the church, how we can respond to cultic movement. Let us turn to lesson number 1. First, we start with lesson number 1, which is about the introduction to cults and sects. We are living in times that people are spiritually starving. And hereby, when we speak about starving, we are speaking about hunger. They have been affected by spiritual hunger. And when they are looking for the spiritual nourishment, the unexpected has happened in the society because false religions have entered in our society. The other thing we are going to look at is definition of cults, occults, and sects. The first one is cults. What is cults? Cults is a perversion, a distortion of biblical Christianity. When we speak about perversion, we are speaking about the alteration of the biblical teachings. When we are speaking about distortion, this is changing what the Bible was meant to say the message. And that has made people to twist the Bible, the biblical teachings of Christian church. The other definition, cult is a group of people polarized, allow someone interpretation of scripture. So what these people do is follow the group follow the interpretation of the Bible from somebody. And for example, a good example is about the Jehovah's Witness, which follow the teachings and interpretation of Charles Russell and J.F. Rutherford. The other definition that we can look at is a cult is a religious group which claims the authorization by Christ and the Bible, but they neglect what they do. They neglect or distort the gospel. They change the meaning of the gospel. The second one is occult. Occult means knowledge that is hidden. And the word occult comes from the Latin word, and it means hidden. And it deals with mystical, supernatural, or magical power and practices or phenomena. And a good example of occult is witchcraft, Satanism, palm reading, and astrologies. The other one is sects. Sects, the word sex comes from the Latin word secta, which means to separate or to follow. Another word is to cut. These are breakaways from the mother church and exhibit divergence in doctrine. Let us look now at the categories of cults. The first one is world-denying cults. And these world-denying cults, they emphasize on the evilness of the world and tend to separate their followers. The other one is world-indifferent cults. They tolerate the secular society while at the same time encouraging their followers to seek a purer, more spiritual life within the world. The other one, we are going to look at the characteristics or the marks of cults. On the characteristics and marks of cults, the first one is doctrinal. We are going to look at the doctrinal or theological characteristics, whereby the first one is new truth. And when we speak about new truth, they have false idea that God has revealed something special to them. The other one is new interpretation of the scripture. They believe that they alone has the key to the interpretation of mysteries of the Bible. The other one is extra biblical authority. Then they have another Jesus, false idea, false teachings about the person of Christ. The other one is rejection of orthodox. They argue that the church has departed from the true faith, and so they reject the true teachings of the Bible. The other one is double talk. Then we have non-biblical teachings on the nature of God, whereby they don't believe on the Holy Trinity. The other one, we are going to look at another category of we are going to look at another classification of characteristics of cults, that is sociological. And when we come to sociological, they have leaders who are very strong and authoritarian, and who commands total loyalty and allegiance. And some of the characteristics of these cultic leaders are, number one, they are intelligent people in the areas of their religions. The other one, they claim to have divine special revelation. And the third one is they are educated. Then let's look at the moral or popular characteristics, legalistic in matters related to eating, mode of dressing, and personal grooming, e.g. length of hair. They look at those things as a means of salvation. The other one is emphasizing on feelings and emotions. The last one is psychological characteristics, whereby the first one is closed-mindedness. When we speak about psychology, it deals with the mind. They have closed-mindedness. And the second one is isolation. They tend to isolate people from the rest of the society. Where do cults prosper? Number one, they provide answers. Number two, cults meet human needs. That is, to be loved, to be feel needed, and they become their solution. The other one, cults make favorable impression. And when we speak about favorable impression, they do what the church fails to do in terms of being vital in influence to the world. The other one is missionary enthusiasm. They make a lot of effort in doing evangelism and door-to-door visitation. The other one we are going to look at is radio and TV, which make a good impression of the cults. And the last one is home Bible classes. This helps in making lasting comforts.